Never before in all our history have these forces been so united against one candidate as they stand today. They are unanimous in their hate for me, and I welcome their hatred.
The needs of working families and the middle class, not just the billionaire class. We know what's going on. We are paying attention.
Good morning, everybody. It is it's going to start playing again. I'm going to stop it. It's the Eclipse weekend. That's all I can think about right now. I mean, we have the implosion of American democracy, the White House coming apart. Word is that Bannon's on the way out. I'm wondering what news network he'll be working for. We can all take bets on that one. Will it be Fox? Will it be CNN? Where will Steve Bannon land as a pundit now that he's been removed from the White House? That doesn't mean racism is gone from the White House. That doesn't mean white supremacy is gone from the White House. That just means Bannon, the jizz spot, will be gone from the White House. And that's a good thing. But my brain's on the Eclipse mostly because we got this big thing coming up. Oh, you can't even see that card. I messed up the card. Markus can tell you I've been just a wreck. Just ridiculous. Just bitching and complaining and freaking out. And Laura Livengood's been doing amazing things, organizing stuff, sending shirts, which I didn't even wear my freaking shirt. That's kind of... Fuck. We'll start the morning off with some fucks. Good morning, everybody. And if you're new to the program, you saw the disclaimer. So I have these great Eclipse shirts that I'm not wearing. They're over there, which you can't see because I've been cleaning up the whole back end here because we got to have guests. They're coming in for the Eclipse, which is happening in my yard. Like, really. Like we're going to go to the front yard. Sun's going to be right there. Moon, boom. It's going to be pretty incredible. And we're doing this whole streamathon thing, which is happening. And that's going to be incredible. And at the same time, we're doing these incredibly wonderful things. There's this horrific shit going on in the White House and the entire rise of... I don't know what a neo-Nazi, racist, fascist, white supremacist America that has always existed, but never had the courage or never thought it had the support publicly to take the hoods off and come out and parade until we put into office a white racist asshole. And they're one of the reasons he's in office. So they're happy to come out. What's been awesome is the reaction from business owners and the public and just about everybody sane that has ousted these people, got them fired. It's an amazing thing. PayPal shutting down their accounts, Google shutting down domains. When the business world wants to actually do something right, they do it. This does not mean that businesses are now the moral compass of America. God help us all if that were the case. No, that is not what that means. But anyway, good morning, everybody. Who's here? Before we bring Markus on, we got Jimmy. And how you doing? And Andreas. And we got German. Good to have you there, Andreas. Stock, Lynn. We're going to talk about some German stuff today. There's a couple things in the news. Schultze, how you doing? Kat, Melissa, Louise. Hey, Louise. You should be getting seeds. And Bernice Panders. You should be getting seeds. And if anybody else hasn't received seeds by now who asked for seeds, you got to hit me up at info@Bernie2016TV. I have more envelopes. I'm ready to go, and I got seeds. So who needs seeds? If nothing else, just grow some whether you like it or not, because you have the right to grow whatever the fuck you want in this place, this land. Shouldn't be bound by U.S. law. Anyway, who else is here? We got Janine, good morning, and Froze, how you doing? Ima, good to see you. And, what was it? Wow. Metalhead, Stock, Jeanette, Density, good morning, Density. And, of course... I got the number one German. Dennis is off working, we think. But we got the number one German, Markus. How you doing today, Markus?
Yes, I'm fine. Thank you, John. And good morning, John. And I think it's a good morning for America if we see that Steve Bannon might appear at least officially from the White House, which is not the baddest thing for today. And it is. We see the final Trump down, and yeah, we will see how long he will last. And I'm very optimistic that I will win my bet with my working colleague. I said that in January that he won't last this year. And, yeah, we will see. I'm in a good mood, and I'm looking forward to what's happening on Monday.
Awesome.
The Eclipse thing.
Yes, me too. Me too. And I don't think he's going to last a year either. One of our articles today is somebody, I don't know, another congressperson, I don't even know what side of the bin they fall on, but they're pushing articles of impeachment. This particular person seems to have some more power than other people, but I don't know what that means. You want a good litmus test? Is anybody who won't sign on to impeachment. That should be a pretty easy litmus test for any politician at this point, I would think. Right? By the way, Jilly Love, good morning. And who did I see? Robert, good morning. Wesley Scott, did you get your seeds? I'm pretty sure you got your seeds. I know I sent you seeds. And if you need more, let me know. Audrey Brooks says, good riddance to Bannon. Good riddance and welcome to national television, because who knows where he'll end up. Where do you think he'll end up? You know.
My guess was Alex Jones.
Alex Jones. I think he'll do better than that. I mean, Fox can't get anybody to talk bad about Trump. They put out a statement said we can't even find anybody a Republican to come talk to us. Now they could get Bannon. He'll be mad, right? Maybe he'll come on and talk bad. My boyfriend broke up with me. My Nazi boyfriend. Bannon. Oh, Wesley, you got your seeds. They were crushed? Shit, man. All right, I'll resend. If that happens, guys, let me know if that happens. I'll resend. I can do things to make sure they don't get crushed. It takes, an extra 5 or 10 minutes of my effort, and I'm lazy, so I don't. But we can do that. Hey, Brad, how are you doing? Chemo, how are you? Good to see you guys. I'm very, very, very sorry about the seeds. Let me know about that. I got plenty. What, Marcus?
And what I see here in chat celebrating about that Steve Bannon maybe has to leave the White House, in my opinion, it doesn't mean that he doesn't lose his influence on Trump. Only because he is not officially anymore connected with him doesn't mean he doesn't continue to influence him for his crazy fascist ideas.
Yes.
We should be careful about it and not cheer too early about it.
True. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it means he's gone. Really, he's just gone from the White House, which is better optics. That's all it is.
Yes,
it's better optics for the White House, and right now they could use anything that would give them better optics, because Trump is about the worst optics you can get. Why is this thing still playing? Stop. You couldn't hear it though, at least. Who was it that said where are you guys? Said density. Pence is a scary alternative. Yeah, but you know the difference? With Pence, he's going to get to work doing the horrible shit he wants to do, and we're going to be focused on that horrible shit. With Trump, we have a distraction. It's whatever the fuck he tweets every day. And it's usually horrific. So our resources, our energy, our media is all focused on the bullshit come out of that man's mouth. And in the background, nasty stuff's happening. If we get rid of the clown and we put in, the guy who's afraid of Mrs. Butterworth, he's not going to spend any time tweeting. He's not going to spend any time making a ruckus about himself or shining a spotlight on himself. He's going to get to work destroying our government. And that's going to let us and our media change their focus, which is what we need. Maybe they'll go back to the Russia thing, but whatever. We need focus on the real issues. Pence is a real issue. Trump is a fucking clown. Okay? There's the difference.
Yes.
Right? And so Trump was never a threat. He's just a beautiful, beautiful catalyst for change. I have to find beauty in him as a being. There it is. Thank you for showing us the real ugliness of America, Donald. You are the pinnacle of that ugliness. And Pence is just a frightening, scary politician who wants to get to work being that. So let's let him get to work so that we can get to work removing those politicians. Right? That's where we stand. Yes, Marcus. Right.
No, I absolutely agree. My neck hurts from nodding to your words. Nothing to add.
Nice. All right. I think I just finally fixed the damn issue with the media thing. That's driving me nuts. You guys don't know what I'm talking about. It's like looking at the screen. If you want to know why my eyes bounce back and forth constantly like I'm tweaking, it's because I'm looking at all this shit on the screen. So makes this show fun. Pence equals sneaky Christian. That's a weird definition. I think of him like a Spanish Inquisition Christian. That's about that level. He's dangerous, metalhead. That's fine. We understand how to combat that. Look at what we've just done. As a public, the 99%... I'm sorry, I got this thing cracking on you with compression here. And as a public, we stopped the Republicans from gutting. We stopped the healthcare initiative twice, 3 times. I don't know how many times. We have shown up at our representatives' place. We're screaming at them about single payer. We, the people, have changed the direction of things, changed the narrative, stopped the government from doing things. If Pence comes in with his big evil government, at this point, with how crappy the Republicans look, with how crappy, with the new divisions, we've even created the new divisions. The media is talking about, they can talk about alt-left all they want, but now there's a big pushback on that. The media is talking about the difference between centrists, leftists, and the Nazi government that's installed. I mean, we have the separation now. So I don't care. Let them do their work. We know how to fight it.
I think it is. Of course, it is a scary thought, thinking a guy like Pence would be the next president, and because of his strange religious ideas, in my opinion. But on the other hand, if you see, it is so easy now for the Democrats. They, as we see for months now, since Trump is in office, they don't have to offer anything. So it is easy for them. They are leaning back and pointing at Trump. We are not Trump. This is the only thing they are coming with. And now, if Trump was gone, then the narrative would be changed, would need it to be changed, you know. And maybe this would be helpful for the Democrats to finally realize what's really going on, you know.
Yeah, exactly. We need it. It is staring into the vortex of disaster even farther, right? But instead of looking at the cloud, we'll be looking at the vortex of disaster. That's really what it is. And you guys are all right. I'm looking at your comments. You know, Pence is DeVos's wet dream, sure, right? But DeVos is getting shut down. Andreas, you say that Pence has more acceptance in Senate, maybe with the Republican side of things, and whatever. The more the Republicans try to push anti-people legislation, the more they will lose in the midterms. They're not looking so hot right now. Right? So they got to be real careful with what they do. If Pence tries to come in and move some really scary, sweeping legislation in the direction of the right, he's setting up the Republicans for a disaster. So I think he's going to walk real carefully.
Yes, if I was Pence and it was clear that I would be the next president, I would present myself as a moderate Republican, more or less, as far as he can, you know.
Right.
Because his first target must be now to bring all the waves down, to calm the waves, you know. And he cannot go with some crazy plans. He has to calm the waves, you know, and this is so dangerous, you know.
It is. And yes, Pence did stand with Trump's statements in Charlotte, so that leaves him not in a good place. Right? He doesn't have the power he had it 7 months ago. He doesn't have the standing he had 7 months ago. Neither one of them do. They've kind of fucked that up. Trump's fucked that up, honestly. He does look like aura KKK. No, I don't know what that means. He's scary, but that's okay. We want him there. as Markus has said. And back up a minute. What'd you say, Darcy? If the economic system is organized around selfishness, should we expect more divisions? Yeah. Yes. Joe Arpaio could be pardoned. Yeah, that's not going well. We're going to look at some of the articles around that. The Phoenix mayor has told Trump to stay away. He knows that Trump wants to show up. I don't know when that's planned, but it's planned like soon. He's going to show up to do a political rally and announce that he's pardoning Joe Arpaio in Phoenix. That's what the Phoenix mayor is saying. If that's what your plans are, stay away. Just go back and golf, asshole. That won't go over well either with the country. You know, I have a hard time talking about Arpaio because I have a hard time not talking about him and thinking about violence. All right. There's some other stuff I wanted to talk about here. Patricia, yeah, you were the one who reminded me of that. Thank you. Manchin taking the job of Homeland Security. That's just because they know he's going to lose his ass in the midterms, right? He doesn't. Paula Swearingen's going to kick his ass. He doesn't have a chance. All right, moving on to other stuff. The card today was David Horsey, and I really love David's work. This is that's what we were looking at, and a little cry boys, because one of the big nasty guys that Vice News covered on an HBO special that I can't run because it's HBO and they'd shut us down. Was found later once he found out that people knew who he was and didn't like him and that there were warrants out for his arrest for being a dick. He started crying. Oh, I didn't mean it. They don't really have the courage to stand by their bullshit. We're going to look at that today. The American Nazi is just an ignorant person. They're undereducated, undernurtured, and it's really hard to switch your view from anger, which is definitely what I've been feeling for many weeks about the whole situation, but certainly after Charlottesville, to one of empathy, sympathy, you know, like one would have for a sad being that just was pathetic. They're pathetic. And that's, my brother is in this state. You could tell my brother anything, and it will not matter. He will find a way to make it make sense to him in his racism. That's where these people are. It's what religions do, but it's far more powerful than religion because it has something physically based that they can look at every day in the mirror and reconfirm their own beliefs, right? We're going to look at DNA. The guys look at their own DNA tests, and even though they get the results, they're like, oh, shit, look at that. I have African American in me. Oh, God, I can't be the master race. They go to these websites where they justify it for each other. It's okay. That's just one of your ancestors that, screwed a black woman back there. Oh, by the way, did you know there were white people back there in that area? That was Iberia. They literally make this shit up, and they get as scientific as they possibly can in their ignorance to justify their racism over scientific DNA tests. That's how incredibly indoctrinated these people are. So we must have pity. It's the hardest thing for me to say. And I don't even know that I'll be able to do it. It's easy for me to do from a distance. Anyway. American Nazis. They're sad. And overall, they're sad because as a nation, we've done nothing. Our government's done nothing for our people. And we've done nothing to create a government worthy of us. So that's really why all this is falling back. Let's move on from David Horsey into exciting things, like events. We the People next week meet Derek Crow. And Derek Crow is very important. I'm excited about talking to Derek because he is running in Texas in District 21. And do you know who's in District 21 in Texas? That would be one of our favorite people, Lamar Smith. Lamar Smith, Snowball Man. You know Lamar, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Good that you mentioned this. I mean, I think I would have found out this very, very quick. Yeah, but this sounds very interesting and very promising. I think he has a lot to say about this.
I want to.
Yeah.
I want to know. I want to know what District 21 thinks. He's been there a while, Lamar Smith. So how does this district continue to vote for this asshole, right?
Okay.
So that's. I can't wait to talk to Derek and find out what he has to say. You know, he's been walking the streets. Has Lamar Smith done any town halls? I can get to find that out. How many has he run away from? You know?
Okay.
How does he feel about the snowball man, Lynn? Exactly. So yeah. Next week, We the People, Derek Crow. Thank you, Ashley Terry, for making all the graphics and everything that you do, including the graphics for the shirt. And yeah, just awesome on that. So we got that, and then there's this Eclipse thing on the 21st. So Laura Livengood is driving up here. I think she left today, or she's leaving soon. And she's, or maybe she's leaving early tomorrow. I can't remember now. Anyway, so tomorrow's Saturday. Hoping that during the show we can time it, or we're going to try to do a show. I don't know how much I'm going to get together, but it'll mostly just be getting ready for the Eclipse show. But Laura Livengood will be driving up with her friend. Hopefully they'll be around the town of Weed, which is near Mount Shasta, and that would be appropriate. And we'll have her come on through, hang out, and say hi on the road while they're driving through, and we'll just say hi to her then on the Saturday show. So the Weeping KKK, nice. I haven't checked out the Vice video yet, says Schultze on Charlottesville, though. Yeah, it was, I mean, that guy is a total dick. I can't remember what his name is, but what's interesting is he's screams big words, beats his chest, and as soon as he gets confronted by people, as soon as somebody else stands up to him, like a lot of typical bullies, he turns into a coward and runs away. That's what Vice showed in a lot of his videos. Actually, there was a different video that ran that. Vice is run by Hillbots. Whatever, they still do good work. You know, at some point you got to go, is it helping? Is it purporting truth? Is it helping with the narrative? Yeah. Is it Hillbots? Okay. Hillary at this point, though, has lost favor with most of the Democratic Party, including the people that were supporting her before. They don't even want her doing this new book. They're like, please shut up about why you lost. We know. You still don't know. No one gives a fuck. We've moved on to Nazis. You know. Anyway, Marcus, what are you talking about?
Barcelona? There was an attack of someone who killed 2 people in Finland and injured some more people, and he was caught. He was shot in the legs, and there is no mention about his identity so far. We don't know if it has anything to do with another Islamic terror attack like in Barcelona. We will wait until we get information on this.
Interesting. So this is in Finland. We had Barcelona yesterday, which was another interesting, statement from our president, because he was very quick to comment on the Barcelona because he assumed brown people terror. However, Charlottesville, I'm not even going to go there. I don't know how many times they've rehashed that shit. Heather Bayer's mom says she during the funeral, she received a frantic phone call from the president, and then 2 other attempts after that. She won't even talk to the fucker now, and I'm glad. She said, you need to shut up and think before you speak. Those were her words to 45.
And her words standing next to the casket of her daughter, they were remarkable in my opinion. That she said we have to unite to stand against this. And it is very tough for her, and remarkable woman, and fuck Trump, and I can understand her that she doesn't answer his calls. For what?
Right.
He said everything. He said everything she needs to know. So there is no need to discuss with him about anything.
Yeah, we know where he stands.
Yes.
Yeah. And chemo, right? It's their quality of production is impeccable, and to who was it that said I don't care who wrote it. It was at Stock. That's like we're in a time of war, not just the ones the United States has created, but we're at a time of war. Good versus evil. The sides are pretty obvious. And so we're going to be working with allies that may not 100% agree with us, and that's fine for right now. We're all based in the general idea that the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few or the one. If you're really going to break it down to what's going on right now, that's it. And that the needs of the many are equal. The many are equal. Right? That's the basic concept here. The details we can work out once humanity has been saved. As Stock pointed out earlier, climate change, no planet, none of this shit fucking matters. Things haven't improved. While the Nazi problem rears its head, climate change has continued to get worse. 54 degrees Celsius in Kuwait, 130 degrees, that is. 29.2, actually. What happens when you're dealing with a place full of flammable liquid that's becoming the hottest place on Earth? That sounds like a great combo. You know? The town of Weed has a big metal arc that says "Weed, welcoming all." Yeah. When we lived in SoCal, I used to live in SoCal, and we drove up to visit family. This is how I ended up living in Oregon, and we drove the 5. Always, right? And we went through the town of Weed always. It was amazing over that, just a side point. We watched the water level of Mount Shasta drop every fucking year. I probably have photo records of it for every year we went up from like 2001 through moving here. In 2007, it just dropped. And now it's filled to the brim because of all of a sudden climate change and weather, right? But we all know that didn't just solve all the problems. Anyway, climate change. Still got that going on. Eclipse. Still got that going on. That's on the card. I have a new card to show you guys. Hang on. I got a lot of cards. I've been making a lot of stuff. So there's that one. And you guys know how this works, right? On Monday, save your change. Donate to a candidate. Share with us on Twitter at Bernie2016TV. Any amount gets a shout out. $27 or more. Pick a song and tweet a dedication. We'll say them and play them. We're going to have fun with this. Markus is going to be with us from Germany. Dennis will be with us. Laura Livengood will be here as of tomorrow. I've even created a little setup for everybody so you can, they'll be hanging out, and it's going to be fun. There's this more. Choose songs from our Eclipse list at eclipse.uphillmedia.org. Please share the list. Please share all this stuff. Please, please, please. You guys are the PR department. All right? We don't pay that big salary for nothing. Need you out there in social media. You know, seeds for social. That's what this is, you guys. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Julie Love, for even putting that out. I totally forgot about the pig blood purging bullshit statement. Holy crap. Trump has said more shit, lies, in the last 4 days than any human I didn't even thought possible. Like, professional liars can't even come up with this shit. It's amazing. Anyway, join us for this. This is going to be a blast on Monday. It's going to be incredible, and I've got the music lined up, ready to go for this. We'll have I've got a special set that we're going to play during the eclipse time. So at 10:05 a.m. my time, I'm going to leave you guys with a music set and go watch this in the front of my house because the sun's actually there. Right? We're in the backyard. Sun's going to be in the front yard. And from my house, we have this insane view. Ashley Terry is going to be giving us an insane view from his house, which is just down the road. And we are in one of the best places on Earth to see it. Not only just because of the path of the eclipse, but because of the weather that we're going to have and what things are. If we were on the coast, it would be a better view, but greater chance of clouds. If we were further east, further east is actually where eclipse apocalypse is occurring. The highways are already getting shut down. Places are running out of gas. Towns are preparing for like not being able to leave. Residents not being able to leave for days. And that's what we're prepared for here. It's going to be absolutely insane because of the view. We'll play videos of this tomorrow. We're going to run all day in the live stream for Saturday starting at about 9 a.m. we'll keep going after after Jeff Erdman, who's last guest at 3. If we've got songs to play, if there's things still going. I even put out an invite to Nina, seeing if she had time to come on. I don't think she will, but show up. We'll put out invites to anybody else who wants to show up, candidates that are running that have been We the People in the past. We're waiting for some more response. But here's who we have booked right now. All right, confirmed guest Alexandria Ocasio is the first thing in the morning, right? So
Yeah.
Yes, I know you don't really care about that, Marcus. Who cares, right?
Of course.
Stephen Jaffe, Paula Swearingen, Larry Taylor, who's got Progressive Oregon with Larry Taylor, right? He'll be joining us. He'll be here with us. He is in the process of completing our nonprofit docs, right? So that we can become bigly. Tim Canova will be joining us. Dave Benak will be joining us. Sam Ronan, Dorothy Gasquet, and Jeff Erdman. And we've got several other invites out. We're waiting to hear back from some other people. They've chosen a few songs. There's a lot of songs on that list. You don't have to choose a song from the list. We just want it to be relevant to Earth, Sun, Moon, Eclipse. But, stretch it. Whatever. If it's a good song, you're like, I want to dedicate, Highway to Hell from AC/DC to Jeff Erdman because he's a badass. Fine by me as long as we can play it. We just have to run it through YouTube and check that we can actually play these songs. It's pretty easy to do that. We'll communicate with you in the YouTube chat or on Twitter. Hashtag Eclipse Establishment. Please start using that hashtag so that I actually have shit on that hashtag to show on the day of the event. It actually helps. Really, really, I need you guys to help me with this for a couple reasons, right? Remember I said that I was talking with Our Revolution and we're going to, hopefully things are going to happen and we're going to do these things. And this is an example. Like, this is like, hey, look what we can do, right? So brand new Congress is looking at this, Justice Democrats, all these, they're looking at this. And so if you guys help me make this what it is, then, woo, right? This is what we need. We need to make fundraising and democracy fun. Not because we need it to be fun, but because why not? Why not? It shouldn't be boring. Right, Marcus?
Yes. It isn't boring. Not at all. In contrary, it was better if it was a little bit more boring, right?
What?
The political situation, politics in America.
With that, yes. I'm talking fundraising for politicians, but yes.
No, this is why we need the fundraising, because it is not so boring, man. If not now, when then? We need every candidate. You know all the candidates we invited. You know most of them. Maybe not all, but you will see them. We will have them on the show, and please support them. They are all good people,
Yes.
They are the real fine people,
Yes. And they're the ones. I mean, you think it's hard just to have a job running for office and trying to raise money for that, fighting against it's huge. Everything that we can do, we need to do for these candidates. Thank you, guys. Oh, you know what? Okay, so here's the deal. First of all, thank you all. Great comments. That's it. Melissa, saw the last U.S. total eclipse on your brother's telescope. Really? That's really cool. I was jealous. I've been watching all these eclipse shows, and this guy was showing where he watched the last one. What's her name? Bonnie Tyler will be singing a total eclipse of the heart on a cruise ship. One of the cruise ships doing that. But one of the last total eclipses that could be seen, this guy was talking about, I think it was in the 80s or 90s. He was on a windjammer sailing vessel. You know what those are? They hold like small crew. They're just gorgeous vessels out in the Caribbean, watching it there. I'm like, yeah, there's that. Okay, that's that. If you're gonna pick the perfect spot, that might be. It's gonna be amazing. We're gonna bring in footage from NASA, so we're not just gonna rely on the Solo and Ashley. NASA's covering this. There's like so many places that are covering this and providing free footage. So we're gonna watch it across the country. It's gonna be an amazing day. You guys I'm hoping you can lurk even if you have to work. You guys should all just take the day off. It should be a national holiday, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And I still have my hopes that aliens, because you got to understand what's going to happen when, like, there's a lot of cool shit. as the moon comes across, there's a diamond ring thing, which is the last little bits of the sun, because the moon is not perfect, and so little light bits of light will come through the craters on the moon, and it makes this diamond ring effect. And then when it's full total, you see this the actual atmosphere of the sun. You know, when we see in Star Trek the Enterprise plowing through a star or sun like it does, you're like, yeah, okay, we don't have shows like that. But then you get to actually see what this atmosphere looks like. It's insane. It's fucking incredible. And when the total eclipse happens, it creates a cold air front that sweeps through. It creates this massive amount of wind. So imagine, whole sky gets dark, sun's gone, wind, temperature drops. If you're some religious idiot from 1,000 years ago, you're freaking your shit. You're waiting for the priest to come out and go, the Lord has said you have been bad, donate now. Right? Sacrificing for virgins. That's what they use this shit for. It's amazing that today we actually have science to tell us that, no, this is just something that happens. It happens a lot, actually. It just doesn't happen across the United States. This one dude has seen 38 total eclipses in his lifetime.
Oh, wow.
38, right?
Yeah, and what the myth or the history behind it, we are doing the same thing, John, you know?
Yeah.
We are, you know?
It's all right.
We're asking you to donate and to make the sun shine again.
Yes, you know? That's it.
Literally.
The Lord Bernie has said that during the eclipse, you must donate to progressive candidates.
Yes. Yes.
You
Put the light on.
If I were told to pledge allegiance to Bernie, I'd have no problem. I'll just be honest there. That's not a problem. Skank on shit. I guess I got to sacrifice myself. If the Lord has marked you for death, we will take you away and you will shine. Don't ask me where this priest comes from. He's an old English freaky priest. I have no idea.
Okay.
The priest that I was raised with in the Catholic Church, none of them talked that way. One of them was a nice old man, and the other one really actually looked like a white Jesus, drove a Trans Am, and had a child that was from his brother. It's a long story. He was actually a cool guy, believe it or not. Anyway, not the point. What were we saying? Back up here. Eco. Yes. That's exactly what I'm talking about. The Anunnaki. I think it's time. I think that's what's going to happen. And I'm in the best place to see them, and that's why I'm going to have a big sign. Take me now. Done with this place. Take me away. Sorry. Honestly, that's actually been I've wanted that to happen. How come I haven't been abducted?
I think we can tell the truth now that it was all arranged, and it took us very, very long. All the bureaucracy with the interstellar Chamber of Commerce and merchandise to arrange all this, especially that it is perfect for John's place, you know. And I hope you will join us.
Yes, exactly. There's so much work going on. Markus that's true. There's been a shit ton of work from all the volunteers, and it's just been a wonderful effort. It's been incredible. And so, if nothing else, show up, because everybody put a lot of work into it, and I don't want to have to deal with a lot of butthurt volunteers. Okay? And Andreas says, in ancient cultures, the total solar eclipse was considered an omen for the destruction of a great empire. I think we started already. We got destructions in process, omens late. I'm just gonna say. But I have seen the meme go out around. It's like, hey, if you want us to impeach Trump, please darken the sky for a period of time, and
give us a sign.
Give us a sign. I'm all for that. The sign is, this is science. It's time for us to embrace science and get away from stupid myth. How about that? That's my sign. Time to evolve our government. That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, and just on that, to go a little woo-woo on you, because I know we got a lot of people that head that direction. And listen, I went to college initially to be a physicist. I believe in understanding how things work, which means I understand that what we call quantum mechanics, the quantum world, it is the scientific study of mysticism. It is the scientific study of what we don't understand, that we can't really explain. And I believe that we will unravel these, those aspects. It's just people study them under different, they are being studied in non-scientific methods, right? And observed or practiced in that way. And so I believe we are so far away from really understanding how it all works that if we embrace science, if we embrace educating all citizens, we will hit an exponential curve in our understanding of the universe. And that's really what it's going to take to survive. You want unity, you want world peace, you want all of these things. It comes from a global understanding of how our fucking universe works. That's really what it is. Anyway, not to get just all deep. What you saying there? Oh, the glasses. That's a good point, Melissa. Glasses running out. Give me a second. Here, I'm going to put Marcus on screen to just look at you for a minute. And I'm going to get up and go get the shirts. I want to show you the shirts.
Okay, the glasses. Okay, so I think we got a video. Ashley posted it lately, and it shows preparations for the eclipse. And they absolutely advise to use only those special eclipse glasses and not using any sunglasses, because it is real dangerous to look into the sun like this. And
good cover, Marcus. I appreciate that. We'll run Ashley's
yes,
video in a minute.
but you are too slow. The video didn't have so much content to talk about it any longer. So I will address another topic. What do we have? I have no news on Finland so far.
Okay.
They keep it undercover, and I read in the chat that Twitter is going crazy about it, and the friends from the right-winger side are already accusing it, or stating it would be a Muslim or Islamic attack background. And
Yes.
It is normal for those people to come with this, I read the article in the thingy, the Stormer or Daily Stormer, where they insulted the woman which was killed in the attack in Charlestonville, and it was horrible to read. And I'm glad that most companies decided to not let them go in the internet anymore. Though I know that they already found a place in the darknet, and
No, I'm sure they will. I thought they were offline. Do they have a paper version in Germany?
No, I don't know.
Or wherever the hell they are. I don't even know where the hell they are. Not German. Stupid American thing. And thank you on the Eclipse thing. So we'll talk about the glasses. All right. These are my weed Eclipse glasses. I got them from Go Green, my favorite weed store. Hey, Go Green, I'm plugging you. They gave me these glasses for free. So apparently there are shortages of glasses all across the United States, and that's bound to happen, because there's a lot of people that can see this. There's millions of people that are going to be able to see this. I seem to have an abundance of them here. Don't tell anybody. And yes, you need to wear these at all times. But even the scientists and the Weather Channel, everybody that I've watched have said during the full totality, you have to take them off. Okay?
That's okay then, yes.
Because then you're not going to see shit. I even saw one guy who was a photographer who was so mesmerized by his own viewing of the scene, he forgot to take the filter off his cameras. So he ended up with nothing during that point in time. I would be pissed, But anyway, and actually, Justin Bryce, that's a good point. Make sure the glasses are ISO certified. And some of the glasses that I have, like these, say ISO certified right on them. Some of them say this. Some of them actually have ISO numbers. I've seen some of them that tell you, like, here's what you need to know, all that bullshit for a photographer to know, and they're helpful. There are glasses that are not okay. How do you tell? How's the easiest way to tell? Well, I don't know. I can tell you that amongst the glasses that I have here, they are of varying brightnesses. Both block out the sun, but the weed glasses actually block it less than some of the other pairs that I have, right? So just know that there's actually varying shades of your Eclipse glasses as well. So you may find one that works better for your camera or works better for your eyes. You shouldn't be able to see shit with these glasses on unless you're staring at the sun. Okay? So that's I don't know, that's the only way I can tell. You can't see anything. I can take these glasses and go into my grow room. I have an 1100 watt double-ended HPS bulb that you can't look at with your naked eye. I can barely see. It looks like a little match flame in this. Doesn't even look like a match flame. It's insane. The sun is way brighter than that, obviously. That's what I'm saying. It's just pretty cool. You can test them, look at your own light bulbs. You should be able to see your own light bulbs. Anyway.
Yes, and for all of those who can get those Eclipse glasses, the safest place is in front of your computer watching the Eclipse show.
Yes. And remember, NASA, look, in the description of this event today, I've put a lot of Eclipse information. There's a PSA from Ashley Terry that we're not going to run because we're just talking too much. There's links to the NASA thing that has a whole bunch of things to what they're going to be broadcasting, a lot of different PSAs. I'm going to be running a PSA on Eclipse Day that talks about a lot of stuff. This is cool stuff. And it's also a way to engage flat earthers and have them explain how this works. No. Just gotta say. Anyway, those ones seem legit. They are. the weed ones are my fave because they're the weed ones, right? But they're smaller lenses. I got other ones that have that are bigger. Anyway, gonna be fun. Here's the shirt, guys.
Yeah.
That's a Laura Livengood and Ashley Terry design. And
that looks better than mine.
Well, we'll get you one of these, my friend.
We'll
get
wonderful.
you one of these. I've been coming up with a reason to send shit to Germany. I'm going to pack it with some a shirt and some seeds and, I don't know, some American MSM propaganda or something. We'll find something. You know.
Yeah, don't forget to put in the New York Times.
Yeah. Michael Stapleton, Sun and Moon were gods at one time. They're making a comeback today. That's right. Comeback Tour 2017. Sun and Moon. Together again.
Yeah.
One final performance. Actually, that's not true. Just one final U.S. tour. That's what this is. Should be a rock band. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, and yes. So to answer your questions, yes, the shirts will be for sale. I'm waiting for Laura Livengood. I mean, she's got a lot going on. Everybody in the volunteer group has got so much going on now to get prepared for this. But we're going to add the Uphill logo to them, and then we're going to put them up there. The pattern will be available on a place where I think you can put it on anything, right? So we're going to try to get that up there and get that set. Here's the thing. I think right now we're going to set it under a PayPal account of Laura's until the nonprofit is created and a new bank account is created, and then all of the funds will end up going under the name of the nonprofit. And yes, we will make sure that you are able to write off whatever you've donated within this fiscal year, blah, 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 all that crap. And yeah, we'll figure that out. So, all right. So it may take a while. For now, if you really want to get one made, I know we can get you access. I know we have put somewhere. We'll share it again. Just the actual PDF file that you could upload to your own shop, make your own gear, which is what Markus did. So
yeah,
it works. But yeah, I really love it. They're cool designs. I want to send one to Nina. If I send it, I'll send her one.
That's a great idea. Yeah.
Yeah, just
look, if she shows up somewhere with at Wolf Blitzer or something like that, and wears our T-shirt, and Wolf would ask her, Nina, what's that T-shirt? And she would say, this is Upper Media. This is John, Markus, Laura, Dennis.
I'm sure she'd wear that shirt right on with Wolf. You have the greatest fantasies, Markus. Thank you so much.
I'm sorry.
No, they really are great. I survived 2017 will be the next T-shirt. Nice. You know,
Survived 45.
I survived 45. There it
Yeah.
is. Oh shit.
There it is.
Somebody crank that out right now. I survived 45. That'll be the uphill meet. That's next shirt right there. That is it right there.
I will order the shirt. I will order this shirt on my online T-shirt shop.
We got to work. We got to work with.
I will find a motive.
All right. Well,
And on the day he's gone, I will wear this shit.
I'm gonna work with Ashley on a design for that, and
Oh, that would be great.
I think there's something we need to put in for that.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah. Cool.
What's Lynn say? Send one to Bernie. Yes, I would love to send one to Bernie. What I want to do is send a couple to our revolution in general, but you know, we'll get there. I gotta stop bugging Nina Turner in Twitter and hope that she doesn't just stop me from talking, because we still haven't coordinated on the next date, and so you know the time to talk with everybody. So believe me, I'm being a little bug because I want to get things done. I'm ready to get going. Right? It's been 2 years. Ready to go. Come on.
Yeah.
45 does not have 3 years left.
Nope.
No
cat.
No cat. No
Not
way.
at all. That's over.
He's toast. All right, we're actually going to look at some other things. So I don't know about you guys, I'm still learning shit. Right? And I love learning fast. So the other day I was thinking about free speech, and I was thinking about why the ACLU was defending they were defending one of the Nazi guys for some reason. I forget who it was. And there was a lot of lashback against that. And I think they're still defending the guy, but they're not going to defend places that or groups that are hate groups that arm themselves. They've just changed their rules because they realize they have to redefine what they mean, right? Something that we don't do often with the Constitution, which I disagree with wholeheartedly. The Constitution is something that absolutely needs to be revised in many, many, many ways. That's why amendments exist, right? So what I'm talking about is, I said even if I was doing hate speech against anybody else, cops, you guys know how I talk about cops, that's protected speech as well as Nazi hate speech. And in general, yes. However, there's a term called incitement. And this is where I get to learn. So, apparently, incitement. Can you believe this neo-Nazi scum? I really want to punch him. Now we have to protect his free speech. Right? Sounds a lot like me. But flying the Nazi flag, his speech, is effectively calling for ethnic cleansing and the death or oppression of millions. All right? Understand that? That Nazi flag represents, his group represents, their mission statement, their founding beliefs are in murdering millions of people for no other reason than they don't think they belong on Earth. That's a big difference. That's incitement. You're suggesting these symbols he displays are tantamount to incitement, something the U.S. Supreme Court has said is not protected speech. Yes, they represent a call to action. That's the difference right there. So the ACLU has redefined its terms to say we are not going to defend the freedom of speech of groups that arm themselves. I haven't read the details. I know that includes weapons. I want to know if they consider the Nazi flag a weapon because it is inciting the death of millions. Just curious. It's interesting, though, that we are really looking at racism under a microscope now, at least maybe not MSM, but the populace in general, right? Social media, independent media. Stick figures 2020. Yes. Good news, all the people who beat that black guy in the garage are going to be arrested. Good. That's great. Bad news, the people that tore down the Robert E. Asshole statue, wherever the hell that was, there's 8 of them that are going to jail. And there's hundreds and hundreds of people that have lined up with them to go to jail as well. But it's amazing that, you had some people tear down a statue, a monument of hate, and they all, swift, justice came in real quick, got them, let's take care of that, because that's, disobeying the law. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable hypocrisy. You want to, this sums it up right here. This is the issue right here.
Counter-protesters are at, on the side where the white nationalists are at, they're pushing up against the cops. This would never happen. Dude, Black Lives Matter protesters would be arrested immediately. They would be arrested. Please, send this video out, capture this. Black people would be attacked and arrested. This would never happen. Look at this. They are attacking the cops. They're pushing against the riot line. This is... You want to know what white privilege is? This is white privilege. This is white privilege right here. You don't know what the definition is, you trolls? This is it right here. You can do this. Black people cannot. Get it to your skull. This is ridiculous. Not the fact what the cops are doing, what the nationalists are getting away with. I agree with the cops. I don't like riot police ever. All cops are bastards. They should all be abolished. But the reality of what we're living today, if this was a Black Lives Matter protest, everyone would be tear gassed, beaten, and arrested right now. And you know that to be the case. They're still pushing against the line, and they're negotiating with them. This is white privilege right here. They're negotiating until they get attacked. Can you believe this? Can you believe this? They're attacking you guys, and they're letting... Your commanders are allowing this, man. You have to question your commanders. You know, if this was a black protest, they'd be attacking them. Go home and think about this, please. Go home. I'm going. Just go home and think about this. That's all I'm asking.
And notice they want him to go away. They're okay talking with the Nazis because we have so many cops that are white supremacist racists. The FBI did a report on it in 2015. The DOJ talked about it recently. We know. What is white privilege? It's that. Just remember Standing Rock. just go back and remember Standing Rock. Those cops weren't even on U.S. land. That land belonged to the fucking Native Americans, and they were shooting them, beating them, torturing them, arresting them. We watched one BIA asshole just beat a person with a fucking baton for no reason whatsoever. Make up your minds, cops. Make up your minds. Your moral compass bends to white. It's unfucking believable. Unbelievable. And again, this is why I have such a hard time with cops. I agree with what he said. They shouldn't even exist. They're an unnecessary force. And just more to that. Is this McCullough? Well, that was Shep Smith saying they couldn't find a Republican with a spine. You guys know that Trump's panel actually disbanded. All of his corporate panels are disbanding because all of the corporations realize that their stock prices are going to tank, and they are. Dow is on its way down. The Trump bubble has burst. You know?
Yes.
The Trump bubble has burst.
Having the business and the economy against him was his. This was the end of the story. And let's be honest, I think he would be happy to finally leave and do his golf shit and day in day out and he hates the job, if he's honest. And yeah,
He does.
I think my bet is won very, very soon.
Yeah, he's a lot of people are predicting that he wants to resign, and they got to figure out a way to make it happen without.
It's no problem. I can tell you what he would say. He would say the system is so rigged in the Democratic Party and in the Republican Party. I did all I could in this situation, but the system is so rigged. I had no chance, and this gave me no other chance than to leave. And then he rides into the sunset.
Yeah, yeah. We need him. They need to give him an out. They need to make it look good for him. You know. Make him feel like he did something right, and then send him on his way. He's dumb enough to buy into that, right? They could just handle a bunch of bullshit reports. Here, look, sir. The whole world changes their mind, thinks you're great, says you've done too much, worked too hard, time to just retire. There you go. You saved the planet from the evil aliens, and we're ready for you to go golfing forever. Really? Yeah. Yeah. Go on. Just go. Stupid fuck. Anyway. So right. Markus is always right on. He's German.
That's not right. I mean, I'm in German, but that I'm always right is not right. Sorry.
What is this said? He should leave saying, I did more in 6 months than any president did in 8 years.
Yeah, and he's right.
He's right.
Yeah, he was right.
He just didn't qualify that with what he'd done, but he's absolutely right. I've done more to divide America, to destroy democracy, to expose government corruption. I mean, even that one's kind of a double-edged sword, right?
And guys, and I had the biggest mass of people at my inauguration.
Right. Yes, of course. This is I'm just. So we have cops that, I mean, you saw what was going on there. That was a Charlottesville thing. VA governor defends Charlottesville response. Militia members had better guns than police, which is why apparently they just stood by and allowed the Nazi white supremacist racist assholes to do what they wanted. It's why we ended up with people beaten. I don't understand. There's so many things within this statement. So you're telling me that these police that get hand-me-downs from our military are undergunned? Wait, maybe that's because our civilians can buy the same shit. Is there a problem there? Maybe it's because our police are so poorly trained that they wouldn't know how to handle themselves in any kind of a crisis situation. I mean, are you fucking kidding me?
I would like to know his NRA rating. This would explain much.
I bet it's a good NRA rating, but
of course it is good. Yes, and if he, as a governor, if he allows to have those weapons in being sold in public, and now he's whining about that they have so good weapons. I'm sorry, stupid asshole.
Right, and Melissa H says that's true. The militia had semi-automatic weapons. That's great, but our police have access to the same. They should have talked to Morton County. I mean, why didn't we haul out all of the tanks and the LRAD and the water guns and the fucking taser shotgun shells, the rubber bullets? Where were all these things? Huh?
Yeah.
You mean to tell me Terry doesn't have access to all those same goodies? I don't understand. You know, against peaceful Native American and other water protectors, we had a fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger commando-sized fucking battalion of destruction. For these guys armed to the goddamn hilt with automatic weapons, we had cops with batons and shields too afraid to do anything more than piss their pants. I don't get it. Maybe we need to send some cop forces to other places. We had no problem rallying the forces for Morton County. It's just the fucking hypocrisy, the blatant, obvious racism. The bias is right there. And we don't have a mainstream media with the courage, the spine, the integrity to call it out. All they're after is ratings. Which is, to go on a sideline, one of the reasons why right now I am spending a lot of my time trying to get independent media and the independent organizations that are sponsoring progressives to work together, right? We have to form our narrative like the government and MSM have formed theirs. We have to be unified in those messages. And I think it's coming together. It's just slower, right? Can we borrow some of your German cops? Come over here and train our guys, please.
Yes, but I don't think that we have so much cops. Then we wouldn't have no cops here anymore.
You guys don't need that many.
Some are needed here also. You know, yeah. I think only there must be a complete renewal of the complete police system and police education as far as it exists. And from knowing what you said me, that it only takes some weeks or a few months, comparing with 2 or 3 years in Germany, or minimum 3 years. Yeah, this must be changed. You know.
Yes. Yes.
And the complete perspective must be changed. What protect and serve in the original sense means or meant. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I'm looking at comments here.
Because now it in my opinion it changed from to protect and serve to bully and kill.
Yeah. Well, and it's always been protect and serve whites first, really.
Yes,
until our force was integrated
Yes.
with a lot more color, and now we have interesting issues altogether. I watched a John Oliver report on Border Patrol. If I don't know if you guys see that, I can't run any of John Oliver's stuff either, HBO assholes. But good report on the Border Patrol, and during the right after 9/11, just so you guys know this, there used to be 10,000 Border Patrol agents. They're basically cops, but they spend most of their time alone, covering large amounts of land, and they're either faced with boredom or people crossing the border that need help, which they're supposed to help. And they just changed their rules to say you don't get to shoot at people running away from you that don't pose a threat. They just changed that rule. Lucky for people crossing the border these days. But occasionally they do get the drug deal and the things and the catapult bags and whatnot that Trump thinks is out there. Very rarely, occasionally. They actually have a problem with these guys dealing with boredom more than drug dealers. Just to be clear. But right after 9/11, we had 10,000 Border Patrol agents. And Bush doubled that. They cut back on the lie detector tests that they were supposed to give these guys. And several years later, they discovered that they had just hired 10,000 new people, with a whole bunch of them corrupt, lying assholes that were doing more damage than good and allowing shit tons of drugs, because if you have one bad border agent covering a vast amount of territory, he can let in a shit ton of fucking drugs. And the reason I'm telling you this, thank you, John Oliver, for all of this data, is that 45 wants to add another 5,000 border agents and make it even easier for these people to have jobs. That should be great. I know the CIA and the drug cartels are excited about more opportunities to bring more drugs over through more corrupt Border Patrol agents. Our country. Isn't that great? I don't even know why I got on the subject. Why are we talking about that? First, cops. We're talking about training and cops. 2, 3 years to trade a cop over in Germany. And in L.A., when I was still living there, there was a big sign, join the sheriff's department today, great pay and benefits in 2 months. Right?
This is stupid.
And meaning the you're fully on and boarded and done and ready to go, right? And yeah, anyway. Local police all get lie detector tests. That's supposed to happen with all police, supposedly. What they don't really get is psych evals. We hire a lot of wannabe mall cops and people who didn't make it through the military and guys with mommy issues and dick issues. Because they like playing with guns and carrying around authority. That's what bothers me. And I've met both, just to be clear. I've had my life saved by cops, and I've been abused by one of those dick issue mommy boy cops. So I get it. They're around. Bannon believes the next battle is not with Trump, but with Kushner. Interesting. He's not going to battle with Breitbart's not going to battle with 45 or all this. No. I want to find a couple other articles to talk about. Oh, this is really cool. Apparently our governor, Kate Brown, is more of a corporate Democrat than anything else, but she's still moving things forward, which is pretty cool. I like this. Governor expands abortion, reproductive coverage to basically cover everybody that needs it. Right? Everybody. Like, don't matter who you are as a woman, where you are, are in Oregon, or what your status is, or what your color is, whether you're an immigrant or whatever, doesn't matter. Because you're a human fucking being. That's how it should be. Right? We want to care for your health because you're a human being. It doesn't even matter if you're a Nazi asshole. I still want you to be in good health so that we can fix your brain. All right? That's it. This is cool. You guys are going to like this. If it'll show up. So, Donnie likes to brand everything, right, Marcus? He's got the Trump steaks.
Yes.
Trump this,
Yes.
that, the other. I guess 6 years ago, I'm still waiting for this page to come. There's really nothing to see here. But a guy created a music app for the iPhone and registered the names iTrump and iBone because the trumpet is called the trump for short, some people, and the trombone is called a bone for short, some people. Although iBone, probably not a great name, just for other reasons. All right, iTrump, funny as well because I believe in the UK they call farts trumps, right? So that's
Okay, I
just
didn't know this. Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Yes, chemo, they got to go. Feinstein, Pelosi, the fossils in our government need to go. So this guy, he created the iTrump, and of course, Trump's lawyers come by to say you can't, you need to release that right away. And he's like, well, here's my trademarks and my patents and my fuck you and my fuck you. All right. This went on for 6 years, and basically, this guy had he was his own lawyer. So he went and studied enough to know what he was doing and proved that Trump was a universally used term to describe trumpet, and therefore Donald Trump didn't have the right to claim it for his own. Right?
Ah, okay.
He just won today, 6 years later. Just won in court.
Cool.
So,
Congrats.
yes. So Trump does not own iTrump. Some little guy who built an app who we could probably throw in as president who'd do a better job right now, made the iTrump. Good story there.
But we will see how long this iTrump thingy has any value. This can change very soon.
I bet you just the press alone has made this app huge.
Yes, maybe.
The fact that he won, it's like a $6.99 app. I don't play the trumpet, but if I were a trumpet player, I'd be getting that app just because. Most trumpet players are going to be liberal anyway because music liberal. just gonna go. That was actually an article. Remember that we actually read an article about that. This is true. That's not bullshit. I'm not making it up. Statistically, that it takes an open mind to get involved with those things, and you generally don't see that with a closed-minded racist. Those things. So anyway, where are we at? 11:48. We're doing pretty good here on time. This is really cool. And yeah, I'm covering a lot of Nazi Trump stuff today because there's a lot of Nazi Trumps. It's basically Nazi Trump Eclipse is our show today, right? This is, I didn't know this. I'm not a big whiskey drinker. I don't drink anymore, but I was always beer and like vodka, occasionally vodka gin. This is, I did not know this about Jack Daniels. Maybe some of you did, but the person who created or started being a master brewer in back in the United States, the first brewer was a black man. But you wouldn't know that from reading the history books, and you wouldn't know that from reading Jack Daniels' history books. And what's even more amazing about this story is that they said they were going to tell the true story because they knew the true story, and then they didn't. So this black woman went back to them and did all the research, dug up thousands of fucking documents. And what she found out was that, I remember his name, hang on. Nearest Green, whose nickname was, is it Neary? Or is it, this guy Nearest Green, who actually had another name, he was just referenced as Nearest Green because history gets fucked up by white people as you go along, right? He was actually the first master brewer in the United States. He taught Jack Daniels how to brew this shit, and he was the brewer for Jack Daniels during the first time periods. There's even a new brew they're going to release based on his original whatnot and this, that, the other. But it's interesting that Jack Daniels said, oh, yes, we want to honor the history, so we're going to do that. 6 years later, whatever, they still haven't done. And this woman, done all this research, comes back and says, here's the true story. Now they've changed it. So now the museum shows all the history, tells all the right stuff. And, of course, Jack Daniels is so thankful that they now know the truth and they can honor the real American bullshit, fucking asshole white corporation. You were forced to do it.
Cheers.
Cheers. See, it's another example of how this can work. We get off our asses, we go do some hard work, we put pressure on an organization, and we force them to change. Right.
Yeah.
This is going to make a lot of rednecks mad. Yeah.
Yes.
Classic. It is classic whitewashing. Oh, best quote I've seen, because, everybody out there is complaining about the taking down of statues and monuments. And, 45 made the relation, we're going to George Washington next. I don't have a problem with that. Don't really care. I don't want to remember the founding of America based on Washington or any of those founding fathers unless we're telling the truth about them. They weren't the people that I was told. Okay. They were far more human, right? They were far more human. And they were slave owners. And they based their constitution and they based their writings of what freedom of man meant to be man. Because women didn't have equal rights either. Women were less than men, and all people were less than white men. Those were our founding fathers. That's the fucking truth. And while some of them may have believed that all men were really created equal, and that might have included women too, most didn't. That's just the truth. Which is why we have to rewrite our fucking Constitution to include everybody, not just rich white folk. I mean, it's embarrassing for me to say that it wasn't until the 1920s that women got the right. Today is the anniversary of the 19th Amendment. 19th Amendment gave women the right to vote. Ooh. Are you fucking kidding me? That's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
All men and women are created equal, yes?
Supposedly.
And ranking 19 is the voting rights for women, right? Says a lot about the first one.
Yes. Yes.
Or did they really mean men?
Of course.
Like males?
They meant males. They absolutely meant males. Of course they did.
Then they left out white.
They did. But I'm guessing that's because there were some men there that weren't fully white, so they had to be general.
No. Yes, they even couldn't imagine that it could change somehow. You know, it was their world. You know, being white in a white world, and everything which was different was not existing for them. And this shows the arrogance. You know,
it does. It does. It's the point wasn't even about Washington. The point was actually what I read about taking down of statues or taking down of history. And it was somebody who said, what about Columbus? And I'm like, absolutely. Right? Yes, you take. In Germany, there are no statues of Nazis. Right? There's no statues of Nazis. You have a blank spot where Hitler died, basically. It's like a piece of grass. And you know, people say, well, what about Auschwitz? Well, that's where people died. They're victims. You honor victims. You don't honor the assholes, you know?
Yeah, of course not. Yeah. And thinking of statues from of Hitler or Goebbels or would this make no unimaginable? You see how I'm stuttering. This is far over what would be accepted here. You know, no chance at all. And the concentration camps, they are museums, and as you said, they are a reminder that this cannot happen anymore. This shall not happen. Has no chance to happen again because it was so barbaric. You know.
Yes. And Snork, you may be right. It may have only been white Christian men as well, because I realized that Christianity was, you know, the thing. Here's the frame of reference, all right? Because you guys are talking about it, white men in the 1700s. Understand that the form of government that was created was advanced, okay, for European white folk. All right, there were other races that had governments this good long time ago. For European white folk, this was like, holy shit, this is beyond the monarchy. This is a step towards something different. This is really freaking cool. The whole concept that it was only for white people was like, right? They didn't even think twice about that. They were just, this is a better government, and that's what we have to take from it. They made a better government, a better framework. However, they were racist, and so we have to remove that piece of the framework that doesn't work and upgrade it. It's time for an upgrade on the racist white constitution government, right? That's we have to just put that in place, right? At the same time that our founding fathers are talking about this, they're also thinking that they can grab any Native American woman they want and have their way because that's the way people thought. You know, we really have to put these things into perspective. For the time, what they were doing was as radical as Bernie Sanders. That's the truth. It doesn't excuse anything, but we removed all the bad parts because we were so proud of the new framework. It's like, well, that fucked up the framework, folks. It's time to put the color back in our history. It's time to remember or to realize what was going on. If we look at history and put it into perspective, this is where America was. Yes, it was advanced. Yes, it was progressive. But progressive back then meant changing your form of government, not changing who gets rights. That's really what it meant. And we're fixing that.
Yeah.
I hope. We're trying. We're learning from the Germans. Damn it. And, you guys over there.
Yeah, you made us learn this lesson. Oh, in the end, we Germans made us learn this lesson somehow, you know.
Yes.
From our own fault, you know.
Yes, well, and it didn't happen right away either. It took another generation to really.
It took generations, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it before. It's not like you guys gave up on the Nazi thing and then went right to work cleaning things up. It was, you know, You guys had a lot of work to do between a lot of generations. You're not done. You're still, there's more work. Do I have the German town in here? I had this beautiful video of a German town that found the perfect way to deal with Nazis. And I was going to show it to you because it is sarcasm to the T. Where is that goddamn video? I've got to find it. I'll find this thing.
Okay.
It's what they did was not, Go ahead.
I think it was not the first time it happened. I heard about it several times, and the idea. I don't want to talk about this right now about what happened, but the idea is very funny. And yes, the title says it. Those neo-Nazi idiots were completely punked by a village, or respectively more villages. Meanwhile,
Yes.
I don't know if you find the link to it.
Shit, I can't find. Did I not add it in here? Oh, this makes me. I had it. I will find it. I don't know what happened to it. I can't find it. I didn't load it. It's brilliant. I'll run it tomorrow. We need to do something like this. It takes the violence out of it, and it makes you. It's basically what they did.
It was a cool, smart thingy.
Yes. So there's a. I'm just going to tell you what it is. We'll find the video. There's a town in Germany somewhere that's got a Nazi problem. They have every year they have a parade for their fascist bullshit. And this town decided the way to like fight it was that they put up signs all along the route of the parade to encourage the march, because for every step that was taken, there was euros raised to get people out of Nazi fascist groups, basically going to a fund to eradicate what the group stands for.
Yes,
and
exactly.
They at every marker, at particular markers, they had how much funds had been raised to this point, right?
I don't know. Yeah. It is completely. Yeah, it was the greatest idea, and you got to imagine those Nazi idiots where normally are marching through cities or villages. I don't know, and they are facing opponents which are yelling at them and insulting them, which is absolutely okay in my opinion. But in these villages, if this happens, it is completely different, because the people standing in the streets and were cheering them. They were cheering them to go on. Guys, go on, walk, do it, And they, at first they didn't get what was going on there, and somehow, and at some point they realized that something is completely going wrong there, And the people were happy about every step they took. It was absolutely great.
Yes, that's it. I mean, and I could get behind that. I could cheer and have fun with that in total sarcasm, knowing we're raising money for a good thing. And at the end, they're like, look, $10,000, you made it. They had bananas and water for them at the end of their long walk,
Yes. And of course, they got to be kept informed to go on,
Yeah. And talk about, I mean, that sounds like something that I could see your political party organizing, because that's remarkably sarcastic.
Yes, this could be the party action also. Yes.
It's I was reading what you say here. Hate is an easy energy to use to steal energy from others. That's why it's so much. That's why it has so much space. Celestine prophecy. Interesting, Eco Sutra.
Yeah, good one.
Yeah, agreed. I just thought that was a good. That's better than me yelling. It's better than other people yelling. It's better than It's a better way to channel your anger into something fun, right? How to have fun getting rid of Nazis. I like that. Every dollar earned helps us convert another ignorant soul.
Yeah.
Converting those ignorant souls away from racism. That's I'd start a church.
Go into the light. Go into the light. Carry on.
Just a couple things on weed, and then we're getting out of here because we're late already. All right.
Okay.
First thing is that weed will be the topic, or one of the hot topics for 2020, because we know it is. And you got a group of political people on both sides, all sides, centrists, Nazis and progressives alike that want to see marijuana legalized. And you have a bunch of old fucks that are embedded with the tobacco and booze industry that don't want it. And you have the medical industry that has finally got its synthesized version legalized, and it's killing people. So I'm interested to see how this goes, because so far, synthesized bullshit marijuana, lots of deaths. Regular marijuana, 20,000 years of use, no deaths, ever. So one's illegal, the other isn't. Want any other sign that your government is wholly corrupt and needs to be taken over by the people? There it is right there. A plant that you should be able to grow in your home, illegal, drugs that kill you, opioids, perfectly easy to get unless you have no insurance, and then you're going to have to spend a lot of money or go to the street. Because this is America, place of your dreams. Pot's going to be popular. I don't know how I feel about this, but Israel, because they invested a shit ton of money in the marijuana, they've been testing it and producing medical, and it's legal. They're getting ready to become the major exporter, while the U.S. government marijuana looks like shit. I don't know if you're aware of that. I would never let the U.S. government grow weed. I mean, they don't even know. That'd be terrible. It'd be Monsanto weed, Frankenweed. Scary. Anyway, Israel, the big dealer. Thought that was interesting. When did Native Americans get the right to vote? They should get 2 votes each, to be fair. Agreed. I like that idea. For the next couple elections, you guys get 2 votes. Same with all minorities that we've screwed. No problem with that. Cannabis should be tied to Medicare for all. I like that. I agree. What the hell song did I pick today? Now I can't even remember. Oh, yeah.
Pink Floyd.
Yeah. On the Turning Away. Floyd, which we can only play the live version of, but that's okay. I don't mind the live version. It's from Delicate Sound of Thunder. Did you like Pink Floyd ever? Do you like Pink Floyd now?
I like Pink Floyd, and one of my favorite songs is the live version from the Pulse album, Comfortably Numb.
Yes, yeah. Pulse.
The guitar solo is amazing.
Agreed.
Yes, and the old stuff, of course, I like to The Wall and Dark Side of the Moon, etc. Wish You Were Here, of course.
Yes. I'm a big Floyd fan, but I really didn't understand Floyd until my 20s. Talk about that. Took a lot of good drugs. Comitian Dragon. Dude, you should mention the first Green Caucus in North America. Was just elected. I'm not even familiar. Tell me about it. I don't follow Green Party because I'm focused on what we need to do with the 2 parties in power. But tell me about it. I know they just had the Democratic Socialist Convention. That was huge, and they had a shit ton more members, and I think that's great. And hopefully they'll have some power as a caucus. I'm learning that PACs, caucuses and PACs, which if you have a caucus, it's a group of like-minded political people that may fall under one party association or may not fall under a single party association, right? Like, I'm a member of the Progressive Oregon PAC, and there's independents, there's Democrats, there's non-registered probably in there. What it is a group of people that have common focused goals that raise money for those goals and then influence or even put forth candidates to be elected to carry forth those goals, right? Just like the PACs, I'm not talking super PACs, but just like the PACs that we've heard of that are doing these works, the big ones around the DCCC is the PAC, the fundraising campaign engine aspect of the corrupt Democratic Party, right? So I'm finding these caucuses and PACs and things to be very valuable and useful because they're like little special forces groups to get shit done. Right? It's cool. So if you want to see work get done faster than within your local Democratic or Republican or Green Party, join a caucus. Find one of those groups that's functioning under a PAC and that's working with integrity that you feel. And that includes groups like Our Revolution and Brand New Congress and Justice Democrats and Indivisible. Those are all the same kind of thing, right? And they're all starting to work together here. The Iowa CCI, right? They're all the same kind of thing. We're not going to be a PAC. We're going to be a nonprofit. But Progressive Oregon is a PAC, and we'll be able to work with them doing business to help each other because of those relationships. So there's a lot of power there. In BC, Canada, we kicked out cons who are... You're in Canada. Promethean Dragon. Gotcha. So your Green Party probably has more power, equal power or something comparatively. We kicked out cons who were in power for 16 years, and now we're going to the $15 minimum wage, $10 a day $10 a day daycare. Yes, send me. Let's learn about that. Who's Canada that wants to come on and tell us about what Canada's doing? Because I know you guys are moving forward with a lot of progressive stuff, weed and other things, but you got Trudeau in there, who's basically your Hillary but better looking, and he seems okay, but we know that he's a frack happy dude, and so I'd love to know what you guys got there. Are you just going to work with him for now and help and beat him down on the fracking or whatnot? He was on the cover of Rolling Stone. I was in the store yesterday, Marcus, getting all the stuff for supply apocalypse because our town is literally going to be shut down starting today, basically.
Yeah.
Fred Meyer was out of gas. The Safeway gas line was fucking... It looked like people had just been told nuclear bombs will be dropped on your town and tomorrow everybody get out, and people are like, ah, and it's like, it's crazy. But that was not what I wanted to talk about. Fuck.
You originally wanted to talk about the Pink Floyd song, right?
Yeah, but then I got sidetracked with something else. Oh, the BC Canada thing and why we were going there. Then now I can't remember. I'm just all over the place today. There's just too much shit going on.
There's too much, yeah.
$10 a day daycare. That sounds brilliant, though. I'm interested in that. Rolling Stone and the cover. Rolling Stone's cover, Trudeau, and it says, "Why can't he be our president?" Because we have to deconstruct to reconstruct. So we got to fall all the way. That bottom that we've been talking about, we're finally on the last fall. We're with Trump implosion 2017, we're hitting rock bottom as a nation, and we'll be rebuilding. I hope. I hope it doesn't get...
I hope so too, yes.
Like it can get worse. I know it can get worse. We see in other countries how much worse it can get. It's just... I hope we do it without all that,
Yes.
We'll see. And I don't mean to discount before I go to Floyd and the song, and I'm going to tell you a story about it real quick. I don't mean at all to discount the deaths that have already occurred. Because we've already had many, many people. I mean, if you just count the political season since Bernie announced, and then if you want to go back over history, hundreds, thousands of people have died, been murdered, tortured, silenced for the fight for freedom for everybody. So, I'm not trying to negate anything that happened in the past. I'm just saying maybe this time we can do it with less violence and just use the system instead of it using us, right? We're going out with On the Turning Away by Pink Floyd from Delicate Sound of Thunder, and at the time that this came out, I was 24 and I was wasted and I had no clue what was going on in the world. My friend Glenn and I, we love this song. We're Floyd fans. And learned to play it. I played it on guitar. We would sing it at coffee shops, whatnot. And even though I agreed with the words and the sentiment, it's like, yeah, no more turning away. We're turning away from the weak and weary. And as I would sing those lyrics and think about it, I would turn away. I didn't do anything about it. It's a great song. It had lots of meaning, and I didn't do jack shit. I wasn't ready to accept that that's me. That's all of America. And I think what we're recognizing now, what we're coming to grips with, is that we've been turning away forever. Marcus, what's up?
No, I'm just listening.
Oh, no, I thought you raised your hand to say something about...
No, I was correcting my glass.
Oh, it's all right. It's all right. I mean, it's... As a globe, we're making that choice right now. I think in 1994, we weren't able to see it all. We didn't have the internets where it's at today. We had bulletin boards with some freaky chats. Today, we see firsthand what it means to turn away. We can't avoid it. We can't not look at it. It's everywhere we go, whether we're looking at a narrative from MSM or independent media, or we open our door. So let's stop. In order to do that,
Yes.
we have to build a government that doesn't want to look away. Marcus?
Nee, absolutely, I agree. And if you look at the time, I think the album came out, as you said, 1994. Is that right?
Yeah.
It was just a couple of years ago when communism was defeated, and there were quite a number of guys who were saying this is the end of all history. The status quo is now what we have here. And of course, this made people think, okay, everything is now as it is, and we have nothing to worry anymore. You know.
Right. Right. We stopped.
Until the big game changer came with 9/11.
And then we went backwards.
Yes.
But that's, from American viewpoint, that's not really true. The 90s were an era of great delusion for privileged white people. I mean, I thought the 90s were great. I thought Bill Clinton was great. I thought everything was great in the 90s.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And I was so ignorant and unaware. I didn't like war. I didn't like a lot of things, but different. You know? That's, I'm awake now, and that makes me tired, and it makes me anxious to want to fix things, and glad that I'm here with Marcus and you guys. So.
Yes.